For this video, we're going to be breaking down number 7 wide receiver Jameson Blakeslee, class of 2025 of Horace Greeley High School, highlighted on the screen. And before we dive further into the video, if you like this kind of content, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And if you're thinking about helping the group even further, think about joining our Patreon for added benefits or using donation links below. And now, speaking about Jameson, this is an explosive player. I mean, he really bursted on the scene on tape last year, and I thought he was Horace Greeley's most dynamic wide receiver. He really punished teams on deep concepts, especially posts. If you didn't have safety over the top, if you tried to play in man coverage, he can really feast on you. He's not the biggest guy, but I thought he handled press relatively well when teams tried to press him. And he also has really reliable hands. Now, things he can work on, I do think he needs to get stronger, more physical. I think those are aspects that he could definitely get better at. But let's go over a couple plays I really like. To mention he's highlighted right here, and the deep concepts, he can cause a lot of trouble. You're going to see a post wheel concept here with two receivers on the right side, and they actually have two high safeties, and the corners are playing off. I mean, they're really trying to avoid giving up anything deep, right? So focusing on those two defenders, this outside linebacker as well. Trying to see what but they're both playing deep, they're both playing off, and they're kind of taking away this post, right? You can see this flat defender is going with the wheel. They have two guys on this post, but these are the kind of plays that great players can make. But when you're covered, you can still go up and make it, right? Look at him go attack this football between two guys, a lot of contact. You really have to concentrate. Bringing this ball in, takes a hard fall, and still keeps the possession. So, I mean, this is a really impressive rep to me. Shows a lot of different things. First, you got two people playing off coverage. Watch the speed again to really shrink that space. But he's still double covered. He's got to go up, make a play on this ball with two guys, a lot of contact, hard hitting the ground, but still holding on. Really impressive rep to me. Let's go to another one. You have a 3-by-1. He's the single receiver, and you can see the defense has a lot of defenders by the line of scrimmage, so you got to play man coverage here. They're going to motion. You're going to see a defender go with him. But he doesn't go deep, right? So you have no safety over the top. If you're going to play man coverage against him, you really got to get home because there's not a lot of corners that are going to keep up with this speed, right? Watch the burst here. You could see the burst. You could see the speed. Nice break right here, and there's the separation being created. You have one-on-one with the corner, a lot of space in the middle. He can create that separation with his speed and explosiveness, and that's what he does. He runs to that open space. Quarterback delivers it to him. Leads to a long touchdown. And again, this is off coverage. He's got about 7 yards cushion. Corners have to be very wary of his ability to separate with his speed. Let's go to another play. Again, very similar to what we showed last time. This is a 2-by-2. He's going to be running a post. And again, off coverage, about 6-7 yards of cushion. Man coverage. There is a safety over the middle, but he stays a little shallow. He gets over the top of that safety. And again, you can see him getting behind the defenders, leading to a long reception. But the focus to me is the burst. Again, look at the separation here. There is a safety in the middle, but he puts a lot of pressure on your defense to get beat deep, and it's with his speed. Again, boom, you can see there's not a lot of separation there. Defensive back does a pretty good job, but it's just enough to leave good enough window, good concentration, kind of have to come back to that ball. Doesn't lead it out in front, lead to a long reception. Let's go to the last one. And again, it's not all deep concepts. Here he is in a bunch to the right. And you're going to see a defender is going to try to press him, right? And given that he's not a very big guy, you would see a lot more teams try to do this to try to slow him down because he is fast. But I thought he handled it relatively well. You're going to see a combination. I want to flood the zone here. You're going to have multiple routes in one area. You're going to have a flat. You're going to have a deep route on this corner, and the intermediate is what Jameson's doing right here. But he's got a defender right in front of him, right? So he doesn't want to get held up. He's got to play through this contact and get open. And you're going to see some of that route running, some of the ability to play through contact right here. There's the jam, but look at him. Nice job crossing the defender's face, using his hands, and now you're going to see the speed to create that separation coming across the field. Boom. Right? Everything doesn't have to be deep. You also see some of the intermediate stuff that he can do. I do think he can be a really solid route runner. Let's go over it one more time. Look at him play through the contact. use his hands to get the defender off him, now use his speed, get across the field, find the open space, look at him for a touchdown. Again, another impressive football player. I'm excited to see his growth heading into this upcoming season.